Whoops. Oh, okay. Don't do that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time because my phone went off. Trilogy. My bad. Hey fellow fiction fanatics, I'm Chase. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be tier ranking all the books that I was able to read in 2020. Tier ranking definitely became a popular trend last year, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to try it out. I was actually able to read 60 books last year, meaning I've got a lot of books to talk about, so let's get into it. As you can see, I've got 6 categories here, so I'm essentially going to be ranking my books from best to worst. So my top tier here is best, then surprising, then we have good, not great, just okay, followed by disappointing, and finally we have worst. Alright, let's start off. So the first book I have here is A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I really like this one. I'm definitely putting it in best. Next book we have A Deadly Inside Scoop. I didn't love this one. It was disappointing. It just didn't live up to my expectations. A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I'm actually going to put this in surprising because I don't think I loved it as much as A Curse So Dark and Lonely. And at first I didn't love the new character perspectives that we got, but as the book went on, something just flipped a switch and I really enjoyed it. So that's why I'm putting this book in surprising. Next up we have A Little Something Different. That was one of the worst books I read this year and I did not like that one. Beach read, I'll put it in good, not great. It wasn't as good as I was hoping for, but it wasn't bad. So I'm gonna put it in good, not great. Blind, that was not a great one. It just wasn't that good and I was really hoping for something better. Camp Jupiter Classified definitely goes in surprising. I've now read 5 of Rick Riordan's companion novellas. This one really surprised me. I was not expecting a lot from it. I really liked that it was one complete story, whereas the other companion novellas that I've read were short stories, where this one was a complete story on its own, and I really enjoyed it. Chaotic Good, good, not great. Children of Blood and Bone, one of the best books I've read. Children of Virtue and Vengeance, do I think it's surprising or best? I'll go with best. I really like Tomi Adeyemi's writing style, and I very much enjoyed this series so far. Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm gonna put it in just okay. I think it's more of just a me thing. I know that other people love this book, and I'm sure that other people will love this book, but it's just, for me, it was just okay. I enjoyed the ending and learning who the interviewer was, but I just didn't love the story. But the audiobook was definitely really cool, and it felt like this was an actual band that I just didn't know about. So that was a really cool aspect of it. Dear Martin, I'm gonna put it in best. I really loved that book, and I think far more people need to read it. So if you haven't read that one, definitely pick it up. It's by Nick Stone, and I think it's great. Dumplin', I'm gonna put it in surprising because the book itself would probably be in just okay, but I really liked the adaptation, so that would bump it up to surprising for me. Etiquette and Espionage, good, not great. It was about as I expected it to be, and I will be continuing on with the series. I think it's definitely on the younger end of YA, but I was still able to enjoy it. F in Exams, just okay. There were some funny ones in there, but I wanted it to be hilarious and it was just funny. Graceling, disappointing. I was really looking forward to this book and I had heard a lot of good things about it. It just didn't live up to the hype for me, so. Then we've got Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I'm gonna put it in surprising. This was a buddy read that I read with my sister, and it was a reread for me. And the reason I'm putting this in surprising is because I forgot how much I love Neville and Hagrid. They were my favorite characters, and I just forgot how much I really love them. Next we have Holes. I'm putting that in best. I love Holes. I love the adaptation, and I love the book, and it's one of my favorites. Then we have In the Hall with the Knife. Disappointing. It just was. Leviathan, worst. I did not like that book. Little Moments of Love is hilarious, and I love that book. Definitely going in best. For Mastering Our Mountains, this is a book that was written by a number of different authors, including myself, So I'm gonna put this one in surprising, mainly because this book has been in the works for a little bit. So I definitely wasn't expecting to get this book published this year, but I am so glad that we were able to do that. So that's why I'm putting this book in surprising. Midnight Sun, I think I'm gonna put it in surprising because I wasn't expecting that book to come out this year, or really ever. And it was surprisingly enjoyable. I gotta give it to Stephenie Meyer. She does write entertaining books. Muse of Nightmares, best. I love The Strange the Dreamer duology, and it was phenomenal. My True Love Gave to Me, I really like this. I'm gonna put it in best. It was really sweet, fun Christmas romances that I just really, really enjoyed. Narwhal, Unicorn of the Sea, I'm gonna put that in surprising. I randomly picked this book up and I thought it was just adorable and just read it in one sitting, so it was just a cute, surprising read that I was able to enjoy this last year. Never Forever, I'm gonna put in surprising because it just has so many surprises in that book, and though it definitely contains the miscommunication trope, which I'm not a big fan of, I still really love this book. Nimona, I love this book so much and I'm putting it in best. It's a graphic novel, so it really doesn't take that long to read. It's just great, so pick it up if you haven't had the chance to do so yet. For Numbers Raging, I'm gonna put that in just okay. On the Fence, good, not great. Once Upon a Spine, surprising. One, because I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, and two, because it happens to be the 11th book in a series. I had no idea about this, and I mean, there was a few spoilers to a few things in the rest of the series, but for the most part, I was able to jump right in and figure things out. But I really enjoyed it, and I'm hoping to actually read the rest of this series. Pride, good, not great. I liked the story, I just didn't love the romance. Pumpkinheads is one of my favorites, so I'm gonna put that in best. Sheets, I'm gonna put that in disappointing. I just didn't like it as much as I was hoping I would. Shuri, I'm again gonna have to put it in disappointing. I was hoping for a lot more and just didn't get that out of it. Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, I'm gonna have to go with just okay. I just didn't love it as much as I was hoping I would, but I still really enjoyed the adaptation. Snow in Love, I would put it in best if it hadn't been for the one story that I can't stand. So I'm gonna put it in surprising, I guess. Stargirl is gonna go in worst. I did not like that book. It was just infuriating to me. But I did watch the adaptation and I enjoyed that far more. So in my opinion, I would watch the adaptation and not read the book. Next up, we have Strange Planet. I'm gonna put that in best. It was really funny, and I just wanted to immediately show my favorites to others. Strange the Dreamer, also best. I've talked about that earlier with Muse of Nightmares. It is so good. The Burning Maze, I'm gonna put in best, but boy did it make me cry. I'm gonna put The Dark Prophecy in best. I've really enjoyed the Trials of Apollo series, as I have with all of Rick Riordan's books. I just love being back in the Percy Jackson world and enjoy these new characters and this story, and I think it's been a lot of fun. And though I'm a little terrified to read the final book, I will get to it soon. I'm both nervous and excited to see how it ends. The Demigod Diaries, I'm going to put in best. I actually think this book is quite important to the Percy Jackson series. It introduces the character that we meet later on in the books, and I don't think a lot of people have read it, so definitely pick it up and give it a shot if you haven't read it yet. Next up is The Hand on the Wall. I really love the Truly Devious series, and this series has been one of the best I've read this year. The Hate You Give, definitely going in best. This was a reread for me this year, and as before, it's phenomenal. Next up, we have The Trials of Apollo, also going in best. The Kingdom, is it disappointing or worst? Disappointing. It's probably the most disappointing book that I've read this year. It was one of my top books that I was looking forward to this year, and it really let me down. So, although the cover is beautiful, it just wasn't worth it, so. Princess and the Fangirl, disappointing. I think it's just because one of our main characters is unlikable for 80-85% of the book. Just because I couldn't connect with her very well, I think it brought the book down. The Scorpio Races, I'm gonna put in just okay. I think Maggie Stiefvater just isn't the author for me. but I think a ton of other people will like her books and would like this. But for me, it was just okay. Next up, we have both the Tea Dragon Society and the Tea Dragons Festival. I liked both of these, and I thought they were just adorable, so I'm gonna put them in surprising because I just picked them up as a whim, so I'm gonna put them here. Next up is The Toll. Love this book so much. It definitely goes in best. The Tyrant's Tomb is also gonna go in best. And we talked about the Truly Devious series already, also best. Definitely one of my favorite series. Twilight, just okay. And I actually think it should have been Edward's perspective rather than Bella's in the first place because his book was better. Next up is Warbreaker. Definitely gonna put that in best. With the Fire on High, best, loved it. Elizabeth Acevedo is one of my favorite authors, and I'm very much looking forward to reading Clap When You Land. Wonder is probably my favorite book of the year. I think everyone needs to read it. I've said that a million times, but it is true. Please pick it up because it is just fantastic. And last but certainly not least is Wondersmith, another book that I've really enjoyed, and I'm very excited to get to Hollowpox, which is the third book in this series, and I think they've all been phenomenal so far, and I am very much looking forward to getting to that third one. Alright, so those are all the books that I was able to read in 2020. Let me know some of the books you were able to read, and if you were able to read any of these. I'd love to know what categories you would have ranked them in, so let me know in the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to share the love. I'll see you next time. Bye!